Jai Hind, I am Neha Yadav, cadet of 55 UP Battalion, NCC. My regimental number is UP 2020 SWA 461527. Today I am here to tell you on the topic education policy. The National Education Policy of India 2020 is a significant policy document laying the national level strategy for the new millennium. It is ambitious and claims universal access to quality education as its key aim, keeping with the Sustainable Development Goal 4 of the United Nations Agenda 2030. In 1986, the government led by Rajiv Gandhi introduced a new national policy on education. The new policy called for special emphasis on the removal of disparities and to equalize educational opportunity, especially for the Indian women's, scheduled caste and scheduled tribes communities. India has so far three education policies after independence. The first national education policy in India came 1968 and the second in 1986. The National Education Policy of 1986 was revised in 1992. The third National Education Policy came in the recent year of 2020. There are three types of education: formal education, informal education, and non formal education. The role of a policymaker includes the monitoring of school size, school choice, school privatization, tracking, teacher education and certification, teacher pay, teacher methods, curricular content, graduation requirement, school infrastructure investment, and the values that schools are expected. Self-actualization or helping each student reach his or her potential and develop unique talents and interest. Understanding how the world works and how the people in it interact, especially in the area of developing perspective. Some amendments were added in 1992. It is a significant public policy instrument for India, a country that is proud of its large youth population. It provides the ground on which the education structure, objective, and the future of the young minds of India is to be built. The government has remarked that new education policy marks a notable shift from what to think to how to think in the digital age, claiming that national education policy lays foundation for a new India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi opined that it will promote imagination by moving away from herd mentality. The severe shortage of teachers and faculties in higher education institutions, the rollback of public funding for education when India has fallen back in the progress it made in poverty, reduction between 2006 and 2016. It is estimated that during the pre-COVID-19 period, about 35 of the rural population was poor, and this can grow to 50 to 55 in rural areas and 30 to 35 in urban areas. This adversely impact the poor and marginalized, especially the people belonging to the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes communities. Education is a major part to bring in positive economic development and improve the dipping graph of employment in India. Education is the process of teaching, learning, and training human capitals in schools and colleges. This promotes and increased knowledge and result in skill development, hence enhancing the quality of the human capital. The government has always valued the importance of education in India. There are broadly three stages of school education in India, namely primary, secondary, and higher education. And higher education, overall schooling lasts 12 years, although there are considerable difference between the various states in terms of the organizational pattern within these first 10 years of schooling. The Government of India is committed to ensuring universal elementary education for all the children aged 6 to 14 years of age. The higher education sector of India is the third largest in the world in terms of the number of students. Higher education relates to the study in colleges, universities, and research centers. After the completion of class 12, a student generally goes for higher studies. India has nearly 380 universities and deemed university over 17,500 colleges and 100 of national and regional research institutes. The institutes for higher education in India follow specific rule as made by the state or the central government. There are also some sanctioned and autonomous bodies running in the country to regulate the higher education system in the country. Jai Hind.